Welcome to the Nerd Party.
I'm Darren Moser.
I'm Philip Gilfus.
I'm Daniel Prue.
And this is City Alpha 3. Hello, and welcome to City Alpha 3, a Star Trek podcast here on the Nerd Party Network. I am Darren Moser, joined as always by my fellow Strandies, Philip and Daniel, from the quasi-future time zone. Who knows? There's something going on with the temporal prime directive today, because I lost an hour. I don't know about you guys, but it's very... I think you lost your hour a couple weeks ago, Philip.
Yeah, it's true.
That's so weird to me, but yes, as many people with kids know, that does nothing for when your kids will wake up. They will still wake up at the same time, just shifted. It's great. It's the best. But yes, any temporal anomalies going on or temporal episodes you guys have been watching? I watched a little bit about some sort of transwarp conduit technology. That's kind of promising in the future.
A little foreshadowing there, Darren. I see what you're doing there.
Well, I did engage in some temporal shenanigans. A good friend of in Doctor Who land goes by the name of Clever Dick Films. He does a lot of great YouTube mini documentaries of Doctor Who, and he just released his 11th Doctor era. So it was about an hour and a half, but I mean, it does great coverage, so I was watching that. So that was sort of taking me back in time and covering that era. So
I would watch that. That sounds interesting. Send me the link, because I like that's my favorite Doctor.
Yeah, mine too. So, and then I was watching some Voyager too. So still, I'm in the 6th season, almost getting ready to wrap up here. Almost have to think about what's going to be my next series. So we'll see.
Yeah, I saw an article that was talking about, because I guess it was an anniversary of, was it not Paradise Lost? It was the other one where they retake the station. Angels.
Oh, Sacrifice of Angels.
Sacrifice of Angels, that's it. And so I kind of want to carve out like a Saturday, or maybe, there's Veterans Day coming up this Friday. But I want to watch like that 6 or 8 or whatever it was episode arc, like, leading up to Sacrifice of Angels, because that was kind of when DS9 was really starting to lean into serialized television again.
I don't know what you're talking about, Darren. I just watched, or I'm in the middle of watching, Looking for Parmok in all the wrong places. And that brings back Quark's ex-Klingon wife.
That's right.
Worf to drool all over, and...
You were married to him?
But it is the episode where him and Jadzia get together, so that's very exciting news.
I have high hopes for their relationship. It's going to be great.
It's going to be very long-lasting, till death do them part, no matter what. So,
well, who's death?
You're not wrong. Yeah,
just death, just general death.
But yeah, what about you, Daniel? You're just saying you're watching Parmok in the wrong places, but any other watch? I didn't catch the latest Prodigy. I haven't had time. to watch it yet.
I haven't seen it.
It's getting.
But I will.
Yeah, I mean,
I hear Borg are involved. So
they are, and it's not quite B story, but the Janeway, Admiral Janeway is almost sea level story. So you'll see her for probably because it's a short episode,
which makes
like a
sense.
minute.
We have to know where.
So, but that's starting to be like a little thread.
A minute is 1/20th of the runtime, so that's pretty good.
But it was funny because the you won't notice because even the secondary characters on her ship, the
Dauntless.
Thank you. I was going to say Dauntless, but I was like, that's not right. Because I think Jason Alexander voices the Doctor on that, and then
really?
I'm going to say her name wrong. Jamila plays the ensign on there. So I was just watching her because we were watching the making of She-Hulk. And then she just showed up in something else. So anyway.
Okay, yeah. To answer your question, Darren, I did actually watch quite a bit of Star Trek this weekend, which we will talk about.
A lot of Star Trek.
You did your homework assignment. Very good.
At the last minute.
But I want credits. I did, but I have extra credit because I also watched, in addition to what we'll cover today, Silicon Avatar, because I thought it was closely enough related. And since we aren't going to talk about Silicon Avatar, I just want to say it's a great episode.
Oh, it is.
It's a very, very good episode, and it ties up some of these threads.
Daniel,
nicely.
can you talk to me in his voice?
He's so good in that episode. Well, we'll talk about this.
I know it's like they take Brent Spiner and they put him in this like no emotion role, and anytime they let a little bit of emotion out, we're like, gosh darn it, Brent Spiner, you're so good. Why can't we do more of this?
I mean, without getting to, there's so many episodes from what we're going to talk about that I was tempted. Like, there's probably about 4 episodes to get the full context of what we're going to talk about today, because you could have done Iborg, Silicon Avatar.
Right.
There's a few things going on.
What? No, this is episodic television, Philip. It is in a vacuum. You don't have to have seen anything for it to make. Well, no, you're not. And I feel a little bad. So we're going to be talking about Lore this week because we know he's returning, as we see him in the trailer for Picard 3, and so I put this on the docket a little bit a ways out because I'm like, well, there's actually a couple episodes he's in, so. I feel bad that I made you guys watch Descent because he's really not in Descent at all, except for the last.
I was thinking that when I was watching midway through, like I could just watch part 2, shouldn't I? Oh well, it's fine.
I know. I was about halfway, and I'm
for
like,
context,
wow, like we're really not at the planet yet. Like I thought we were going to be there earlier.
I would have forgotten completely why they were at the Rangers Power at the Command Center. So I'm glad I did watch and got the context.
No, and I mean it does lead into it, and it was. I was trying to remember. Well, because this was the big twist. Because remember, Descent was the end of season 6, so this was the
last
season finale.
Last season finale ever.
Yeah, for
this was the best of both worlds of this season.
I was gonna say, I wouldn't really put it in the realm of best of both worlds. I know what you mean.
Me neither.
A season finale involving the Borg. A surprise appearance at the end.
Not even close, guys. Not even close. No, because I want to. Okay, so I'm gonna be real. This. So in part 2, like I love Star Trek.
Going well.
No, and I love The Next Generation, and I love Beverly in Command. But this was the first time, probably I think ever, watching Next Gen, and it felt old. What I mean is, like, and I get it. It's a television show. It has a budget. It's the 90s. But, when they're fighting the Borg ship, it's so much sitting at the back console talking. It's so much talking and not showing. And again, I know why, because showing costs money. But I was like, I put myself in a thought of how would this scene of, them doing, like going into the Corona and fighting the Borg ship and all of this stuff, this whole battle, how would this be done in modern Trek? And I'm like, we would see everything. We would see every exterior shot, every fight. Like, you almost don't even know there's another ship there because they don't show it. They're just talking about it. And again, I'm putting a major, air quotes on this whole conversation, but I get why, but I was kind of disappointed. I'm like, I wanted to see that. I wanted to see, them working on things, not having a battle from Science Station 2.
That's my favorite tie-in novel.
Oh, man. But you know what I mean? Like, and I never really felt that watching other TNG before, and probably because it's a big space battle, and those are like, they're supposed to be big space battles. But I felt like, oh man, I kind of wish this was a little bit more. What do you guys think?
Okay, I like what you're. I mean, I'm on board for the most part for what you're saying, but I think, and we just did this inadvertently, but compare this episode to Best of Both Worlds,
right?
Which does have actually exciting battles, even though, of course,
you see a lot more. Yeah,
you do see a lot more. I think. Now, I'm not going to say that the creative team at this point was
On DS9.
Yes, exactly.
True.
Working elsewhere. I'm just saying, compare those episodes, and I think it's a strength. Part of it, at least part of it, is how it was written and like the story overall. Descent is it's a weak episode. Just in general, it's just a weak episode. So I think
there's a lot of
probably
irons
part
in
of
the
that
fire. And the Beverly part is kind of the BC story, but they have to have it because it's like you can't just be like, well, but it'd be kind of sad if like, well, what happens to the Enterprise? We don't care. They'll be back eventually. Like
it was so weird, that scene when Picard is like, everyone goes down to the planet. Oh wait, shouldn't somebody watch the ship? And he's like, okay, Beverly and one ensign, and you're like, wait a minute. There's 1,000 people on this ship. Why do we need? I don't understand.
Well, I think, and
I was just glad that they sent a lot of people down because in the beginning it's just the three of them, and like, the Enterprise has like thousands of people on it. Like you use those people to
even the children
really do. But
yeah, I know you want to talk about lore specifically, but as far as Descent, I think there's a lot that potential. I mean, because there are a lot of concepts that they're playing with that they actually never play with fully. A lot of what the lore data, what lore wants, what data wants, with the emotion, with the torture of George. Like, there's a lot you could play with, and they just never get into it. But it's 90s Trek, so it's not like a huge surprise they don't. But I think Descent has an episode and a half story. So you could either have done two ways. You either pad it out, which is what they did. And it's not if it's boring. I mean, at least I don't think. I mean, I'm not saying it's a strong episode, but there's nothing like boring. But it's just like they had to pad a lot of stuff. And then, or just make it an episode. Because one thing they don't ever explore, or they don't explore that much of, is the Hugh part. I mean, there's the meaty part.
Yeah.
Get rid of the Beverly. I mean, I hate it because Beverly gets so little to do, but cut out the Beverly part and get the
I
Hugh
love the Beverly
part.
part because she becomes captain and she uses past knowledge from the metaphysics.
You'd have to watch that episode to get this. Add that
It's
to
a
the
brilliant,
list.
yeah. But I know what you mean. I bet you this episode would have done much better as a 2-part mid-season episode.
Maybe.
Because they were kind of
like a Gambit.
shoehorned. Yeah, but they were shoehorned into the fact that we cannot show lore until the very last moment because that's the dun 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 end of
Spock
season
unification.
moment. But it would have been much better if Lord showed up like a third or half of the way through the first episode and we spend more time with him and his motivation. If we had spent, if you look at the 2 episodes, we spend 50, maybe 40% of the entirety of the 2 episodes on the planet with lore. If that had been more like 60 or 70%, I think that
We have Data feels weird for about 30 minutes. I mean, it was.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not something to explore, but not that long.
No.
It was sort of like incident
I think the
and
flow
like
would have been better if they had ended up on the planet. Like all of that could have been faster if they had ended up on the planet like by the 3rd act of the first episode rather than this first act of the second episode. I think that would have been.
I forgot Admiral Nechayev was in this one. I mean,
I know
they could have cut that part out. I mean, again, not that she's a fine character. Don't get me wrong, but
I think
there's a lot to.
I think they could have just. I don't think the Borg element added anything to the story. I think they could have just cut all of that out, and it doesn't even. The Hugh, like you mentioned, they don't explore the Hugh stuff at all, so it's kind of pointless that he's even there. I don't know. Just the Borg stuff is stupid. The ship is really stupid.
You see it on paper. On paper, it's like, oh my gosh, the Borg are back, but they're acting different. Oh my gosh, well, they're controlled by lore. Like on paper, that sounds really scary and intimidating.
You get what happened to the Hugh incident. I mean, that's you get that. That's a cool thing,
right?
But yeah, and of course, it doesn't help watching this, even though there's not a lot to the Hugh. I mean, the guy. Sorry, the actor. I can't remember his name for some moment. But the actor, playing probably he probably has what 15 minutes screen time, if that, 10 minutes screen time. I mean, really.
I was gonna say that's pushing.
But anyway, and so you're watching at the end, and again because they don't explore, but it's like if only they had a leader, and it's like okay, they're setting up Hugh, and I'm like, man, I hope Hugh has a good end. Oh, boy. Oh boy.
You know what I was thinking? God, this is so off topic. I was just thinking. She probably the Borg Queen in First Contact probably should have mentioned lore to Data at some point. after this incident because, like he was meddling with all of her stuff.
Well, but this was but he meddled with the Splinter Collective that broke off. Like, they aren't connected.
That's true.
Well, they were, though, right? That's my point. Like, she would have known that. She'd been like, "Oh, your brother was a real troublemaker too, you dumb."
The Borg King.
Yeah, but see, that's saying the First Contact writers are referencing Descent.
I know,
and I don't think they're going to do that.
Also, I had a question. But I knew we haven't gotten to the lore of it all. But I had a question. Watching this episode, Descent, on the display screen, I'm watching it on Paramount Plus, which I assume is the new and improved one. But anyway, I don't know if it is or not. But anyway, so they show that the transwarp conduit, which I think this invents transwarp conduit, so I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, this is the first time we see
I know they're
it,
like subspace, and they're like, oh, let's call it a transwarp conduit. Anyway, but they're like, oh, this one goes to the Delta Quadrant. They don't say it; it's on the display.
They do show it, yeah.
But then I think that last time that they go in, the Enterprise goes through it. They're like, oh, we're 60 light years.
65 light years, yeah.
And so, like, where were they? Like, are they in the Delta Quadrant?
No.
Okay.
The Delta Quadrant is 75,000.
Oh, is it?
light
I was
years
trying to remember.
away.
I remember, like, there was
Yeah.
a 60 or 70, because I remember it was, like, 70 years to get home. But okay.
They're 75,000 light years away. So 65 out of 75,000 is like nothing. I think it's like a couple days travel for the other. Like in a minute, they go like a couple days on normal warp.
I always think that's an issue with the Borg that, because I was just watching a Voyager episode, Dragon's Teeth. Long story short, they awaken ancient civilization who's been asleep for thousands of years, but the guy recognizes Seven. Oh, you're the Borg. When I knew the Borg, they just had this one system. But I feel like with the Borg, like where are they operating in? So it's like even the Lost Boys Borg here. I mean, like I just feel like, are they in the Alpha Quadrant? I feel like that'd be something we know about. It just seems to me where the Borg are just sort of stuck in this section of the Delta Quadrant for like
they must have popped out in the Alpha Quadrant. Otherwise, how could Laura have found them?
And how do they have? I mean, transwarp conduits. They should be boom, 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 showing up everywhere.
Here you go.
Yeah.
Here you go. Here's a way to steer it back to this, because Lore is the luckiest person in the universe, man. He gets in tough scrapes.
I mean,
and
Packlids,
people
lucky.
just find him.
Or is he like leveling up and taking over things? So like he took over Packlid ship, not hard, level 1, and then take over Lost Borg. That's like a level 3 takeover, maybe. So I know.
So what's next? May have like
We'll
a Dominion,
find out
like
Picard season 3.
ship or something. Yeah. Oh, that's right. We will find out.
I really want to know. I need to. No, I don't need to know. But okay, well, yeah, I think we all agree Descent is not the strongest of TNG episodes. But so that's how Lore's ending. How his story ends, as far as we know. He never shows up again in Voyager or Deep Space Nine or Enterprise or anything else. This is the first time we brought him back in a long time.
Because it was what, season 1, season 4? Season 6, 7.
6 and 7, yeah. And that's the other thing I didn't really realize. He's only shown up in 4 episodes. Yeah. And, I mean, 4 is a gracious way of extending. It's more like 3. But yeah, so we start with Datalore, which is, that's the one where Data goes crazy. And
no, that's Brothers.
Is that Brothers?
No.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm mixing them up.
Datalore is where they go to his home planet.
Datalore is where Lore takes over. Yeah.
I don't. What does anybody know what the name Lore is from? Like what's the naming? Like what is his naming?
He doesn't
scheme?
have a naming convention. It's just,
I mean, it just is like
weird.
you can get like Data. You put in a computer. Lore. I mean, that's like storytelling,
like
background.
Well, it's his history.
But it's like a weird
history.
name. Like
It is.
Like you can almost see there's a dash between Lore and Data. Like Lore's story and background, Data is information. They're sort of two, but one's more emotional and one's just scientific, black and white. But it is kind of like if I'm Soong, like the first time I thought it was Lore. Really, that's weird.
Right. Yeah, but no, we get, more of Data's history, and it's season 1, so it's why not spend time with this? No, but I mean, it's like, why not spend time about one of our main characters and learning about his history? Like, that's the whole point of Star Trek, is to learn about these characters.
Daniel, I know you made a comment in earlier about, you're like, this is not a good one. But like, was one of the reasons you thought that the not the concept, like you say, Darren, that's fine. But the everyone's attitude in this episode is so weird. Like
everything's weird about it.
Because it's almost like, hey, we're going to go to this planet that we were found, which we've never investigated, really asked no questions about. We, the away team from the whatever it was, beamed down. Hey, here's an android. Turned them on. Hey, how you doing? Want to come back with us? We're gonna take no tricorder ratings because there's a door clearly right there that we could have scanned. We're just gonna take you, go back home. Job's a good.
Yeah, and like nobody's there now. It's been 30 years.
There should be a farm here, like, wasn't there?
Why? Why? It's such a weird, like, I don't know. It's just weird. It is weird, and it just feels fast and loose. That's what it is. It's like whatever gets us to this.
It's season 1. We're still trying. They're still trying to figure out what this show is. It's only the 13th episode. Like.
It feels very TOS-y.
It does feel very
like
TOS-y.
in that where like the details kind of don't really matter much at all.
Yeah.
It's like more about the story or whatever.
And think about it, like, I mean, not that people didn't love Star Trek. People love Star Trek.
Not my Star Trek hashtag.
Oh, jeez. I mean, like TOS, but like people love those old scientists. And, but really, I would say that Next Gen and going forward is really where they started to like care about. They're like, oh, we need to like tie all this together and have like a lore Bible and not that kind of lore. But have.
What do you need to know? You're crazy. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, but have all of that together. So I don't know. I'll just say like, yeah, I get the TOS feel, but there's like they're like, okay, oh, Star Trek, we need to actually.
I just wish. I think this is such a stupid detail, but this is my complaint. I wish it was like, oh, we have a mission to resupply Omicron. Like it was just like we're passing by. Hey, Data, you were born there, right? Like let's just stop by for a second.
Hey, why not? They almost didn't. It's just a random happenstance.
And no one, and that's the thing. Like you were talking about, Phil. But nobody there was no investigation done about this situation because they are on the planet. They go on the planet. Oh, you were found on this slab. Oh, what? Oh, there's something over here. Look at these stairs. Where does this go to? Nobody did anything for 30 years to figure out like where Data came from. Like you would think Data would have at least gone back and like. Oh,
and then just like throughout the episode, and I mean, I can see how you would do it. I probably would have, if you're going to do it, I wouldn't have. But if you're going to do it, I would have done it much more deliberately. Where throughout the episode, Data's like, "Oh yeah, I remember there was a Dr. Soon." I'm like, "Wait, you're just remembering this?" You're like, "Oh, now that I've seen this corner of the room, I remember now that I'm like." It's not how you work.
Well, I'm laughing because I'm looking at some of the pictures from Datalore, and there's the scene where they find Lore's body, and you look at head. Like his, and it's like his but his upper torso, like Data's got abs. Data, like if Data looks just like that, like he's got a full pack.
I couldn't tell because I really didn't want to look. Was there an android butt? Because I was looking.
Yes.
It's
like above the waist, it's the torso facing forward. Below the waist, it's turned away, so we just see the.
I like how the thought was there, like, well, we can't do it the other way. I'm like, or you could just not show that one. I mean, that's what I was also.
But then people would be like, "Where's that piece?"
When I say, "Where's that?"
You got to be like. Is he going to be in a wheelchair?
Listen, I can tell you from experience, it's very smooth. It's very, very smooth. So.
Got that past the censors of season 1.
Well, and I do think I remember reading that Brent Spiner, I don't know if this is true, but like that Brent Spiner was one of the ones who, when they were working on this episode, because I think initially Lore was just to be like another android. And so Brent Spiner was the one who suggested the like evil twin, like using, which I don't know if like actors really have that much,
especially a season 1 actor.
Yeah, but it could be true. Yeah, it's saying, Brent Spiner suggested the old evil twin concept instead of just
because this was
we're gonna find a female android for a love interest. So instead of love interest, they went evil twin.
Thank goodness. I mean, because that'd still be a sister. This isn't Game of Thrones. Yeah. This is chaos on the bridge time though. So they're throwing people out of windows or something.
That's true. Oh, we need to watch Chaos on the Bridge again. That was a good time.
But and speaking of TOS, Datalore, I mean, it's season 1, but I mean, I'd say on season 1, it's worth watching. But you do get a very TOS-y, like, the doubles are fighting, pull away, clearly 2 stunt doubles, close up, Brent Spiner, cut away, clearly 2 stunt doubles again.
Yeah. I mean, I will say in Descent, that it was much better. Like, they... all of the times that Data and Lore were together, like
they cracked the technology in 6 years.
Well, TNG got a budget in season 3, so it makes.
Oh yeah, Brothers was very much cleaner. I think maybe there's 1 or 2, but other than that, it was very clean. This one was,
Well, and when you have them fight, like it's always going to be a problem. And anytime when they're just standing in a room on left side, right side, it's much easier.
I will say though, it's just, I mean, I get it, but evil twin brother is lame. Like it's a trope, and it's just lame. And Lord doesn't bring anything interesting to the table for me. It's just hammy Brent, and we know Brent loves to go hammy, but it's like it's just hammy Brent, and he's just angry. Like we don't. That's actually one thing that I've learned about Lore from this exercise. He doesn't have like an underlying motivation. I don't. Like,
he's just evil. Oh,
he's just
well,
evil.
what does he want? Well, he's evil, so obviously he just is evil. It's like, no, that doesn't mean anything.
He's just going to murder his father for no reason, and then he's also going to work with the Borg for no reason. He doesn't have any motivation. It's just be an antagonist, and that's it. That's just Lore.
I know that was one thing I really was looking for this time, because I mean, I guess if you can break it out. In the first episode, in the first Datalore, he mentions there's like a phrase about like he's trying to tempt Data, like, oh, instead of 400 memories, you could have 1,000 memories. Like basically he's like, he wants all the data in the world, not the person. But like he wants all the information. Like Lore's like, I just, input. I want to know everything. But this still doesn't explain why he betrayed the colonists, and also why the kids had enough time to do Crayola drawings. But that we're not talking about that. And then in the second one, we don't see him long enough. It's just, I mean, he has the why'd you screw me, Dad?
He's
which is
jealous.
fine.
He has jealousy, which just makes sense. But it's because Soong didn't know he was coming. But it's like. But he kills him for no reason, even though he showed concern for him earlier. It's not.
Well, he's
consistent.
manic.
There's no I guess, but it's not good. It doesn't. It's not compelling. It's just trope.
And then the third one, I think, really throws me off Descent, because I guess he wants to kill all biological life. Like we're doing Picard season 1 here, where he's like, I'll take the Borg because they're half, they're cybernetic, and so I can form this AI army.
And then the Borg are like, we want to become like Data. We want to become. It's like, do they? Because I never got that feeling from the Borg that they wanted to become artificial intelligences.
They had two goals: to add biological and technological distinctiveness.
Technological. It's not an or statement. It's an and
statement. That's the whole
statement.
point. They're cyborgs. That's the entire point. So you would think that they would get something useful out of Data and Lore, but you wouldn't think that they would think of them as like a god or something like that. It's just weird. I just don't understand. And then it like makes me think, okay, what could he possibly want now?
What could he want now? Ugh.
Data's dead. What is he coming back for? He doesn't care about anybody else on the Enterprise crew.
I think we're kind of assuming there might be a connection with Moriarty.
Artificial life form.
Maybe Moriarty's pulling.
Now he wants everyone to be holograms.
Discarded
strings.
AIs. So there's a shelf. It's like Lower Decks with all the evil computers.
Yeah.
But there's Moriarty, disassembled Lore. Like what else is on the discarded AI shelf?
There's Peanut Hamper.
Also, if Lore was put back, if he was disassembled at that time, why does he look different now? Sorry. Brent, you can't have it both ways, man. You can't.
Moriarty's old too.
I mean, of all the, that's true. He is. Of all of the robots,
that's true.
Of all the Soong androids, I would expect Lore to be the one who had like an aging. Because even Data said he was meant to age.
Well, right. Well, he gets one. He does the.
It's like a bloody bodge, if you ask me.
Or the rogue thing.
Yeah.
But his aging isn't going on while his body is taken apart. Does that mean like?
No,
does that mean
that's
like
true.
when he goes to check for Windows updates once it gets put back
Takes a long
together, it's
time.
like, it's
mean,
25 years in the future.
Maybe they'll
I need
give
to be
a single line to
Yeah, I know.
explain that.
I don't care that much.
I mean, it's like Q. It's like they did it for 2 seconds, and everyone is like, "Great, we totally get it," because John Delancey's old. Like, I don't want to see de-aged Delancey for 90 minutes of this series.
But I think that with Lore, not only is he older, which is fine, but he's human looking. I mean,
Ish,
he's not very android in the 2 seconds we get in the trailer.
Maybe he goes to the planet of the androids and they help him. I don't know.
I mean, that actually makes sense.
You know, 'cause I just thought it was interesting in as much as it is.
And they're like, Data! And he's like, yes, that is me. Help me, please.
And he
Wait,
kills the other
wait.
Soong, because the Soong is still there on the android planet.
I was gonna say, are we gonna get another scene between God? I just get so annoyed. I get so annoyed seeing Brent scenes. Are we gonna get another scene between Brent and Brent? Because it's that guy loves double.
He just steals the
double
guy's
paycheck.
skin.
I don't know if that's.
Because I was.
And would he recognize him? Like, would Lore? Maybe
What do you
that's
mean
his
recognize? He has the same face.
I know.
He's gonna be
What-
like, well, you must obviously be either a descendant or
He
an
recognized
android
his
because you
dad
look-
and brothers in a second, whereas like Data's like, you look like a doctor's. Like, come on, Data.
Put two and two together.
But yeah, I did think, you know, and I don't know, we really haven't gotten to the heart of the matter of, you know, is Lore a good character? Not good, but as in, you know, decent. But it did make me think, I don't know, are there any Lore novels out there? Because there's a lot of time to play with. Because between, you know, floating in space,
There probably
taking over a
is.
Packlet transport, and then leaving, you know, after Brothers, he's basically gone to do whatever he's going to do until Descent. That's a good, 3 years? 2 years? And I mean, you could do a whole Lore story. And then obviously now we'll find out once he got disassembled what happened. And then especially with the ban, like, was his part smuggled out? Like, what, when he was disassembled, you'd think it would have gone to Daystrom with,
before.
no, well, I mean, with, what's his face? The
Maddox.
Thank you. Sorry, with Maddox, but we never heard anything about Lore
R.I.P.
in season 1. I don't know if that was purposeful or not, because we got B4, so it's not like they're not thinking. So, or did they,
Well, no, I remember complaining about it at the time. Like, why is there no mention of Lore? At least, if you're going to show B4 in a drawer,
B4 in a drawer.
should.
Yeah.
you should at least
Lore on the
mention
floor.
He's too dangerous to be put back together. And it's like, well, yeah, we weren't planning on doing that. No.
Because I mean, I
Yeah,
would
well-
look. Maddox wasn't quite mad scientist, but if he had Lore, he would have, you know, not necessarily assembled him, but would have torn him apart.
I think Lore would have easily manipulated Maddox. I think Maddox was naive enough that if he did,
Just plug
to
me into this
experiment on
power
Lore,
display.
he'd be totally fine.
So,
Well, yeah, and it's also what is Lore's? Oh yeah, see, I want to know now what he's been up to because you also have the whole synth ban and but not just the ban, but you had a whole race of synths, like
Yeah.
for a while. Like, what's he doing during that time? Like, because it feels like he'd be pissed if that's what's going on.
That would have been his army.
Yeah.
it would have been, yeah, right. He definitely would have somehow done.
I mean, are they going to? Well, actually, I mean, maybe we just hit on it right there. Like because remember, we never found out why the synths went crazy, right?
The Romulans. It was the secret Romulan. Secret.
Oh, did
Oh,
they?
oh,
Oh, did
Commander
they
O.
say? They
Yeah,
did it? What did
yeah,
they-
it was the hand wave. You know, yeah, that's what they did. I mean, I was like, how? Okay.
Oh, because
yeah, because some of them
they
didn't want to get the aid from
Yeah,
fleet or something.
For some reason, I still felt it was unknown.
No,
but
because they said it for like 2 seconds. And you're like, the whole thing of this whole season. You're like, oh yeah, we did that. I'm like, how?
They resolve it so offhand.
Yeah,
Magic
I'd rather
Romulans
like
can't be the
Lore
answer.
Did something? Yeah, that makes way more sense. I'm fine with them retconning that to be Lore.
Yeah, I'm
You know,
fine
I'm
too.
totally fine with
He was-
that.
But he's in a drawer. He's Lore in a drawer.
He's on the
We
floor.
haven't
That's
seen him.
B4 in
We
the
don't know
drawer.
where he is.
The last time we knew he was in at the end of Descent. He had put
Well,
in a drawer.
Well,
We don't
yes,
know.
but I'm
Yeah.
Well, they said they disassembled
No,
him.
where'd he go?
You're right, they did. But I'm just saying we haven't seen him in Picard yet. Like he's not still in a
On the
drawer
floor.
at the Daystrom Institute.
Well, he might still be now. He might still be up until the end of season 2. It's clear, obviously, in season
I feel like
3.
this is like a Beverly problem. Like, you can't have been like, oh yeah, he was in Daystrom the whole time. Really? You mean the Daystrom where we pointedly said, look at B4. He's right here. The only android we have to study.
He's in
that's
the next
right
drawer
here.
down. It's like a stacked set of drawers. He's in the next drawer. Yeah, I know.
Do you know what it is? Section.
Oh.
They've recruited him. They've recruited him.
He's with
for
the
a mission
Boimler
only
twin.
Lord can do.
He's on the was it Suicide Squad version of Starfleet? I'd actually watch that if Lore. He's got like
Moriarty. They're all
is that what we're
Suicide
gonna
Squad,
get
I
in
guess.
season 3? Because
That's not an emotion chip you have implanted in there. That's a bomb.
Yeah, that's a bomb.
Moriarty, we'll just turn you off.
Just in case Picard ever gets turned into Locutus again, they need a group that will go ahead and take him out.
Okay, so it's Lore, Moriarty.
This is our rogues gallery we were doing last time.
I didn't think.
Ardra.
Maybe
Ardra comes in.
That one Daemon that was always out to get Picard.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Damon Bach, I think it was.
Yep, Damon Bach. Yeah. I want to talk about the.
No, more suicide.
The ever evolving emotion. Yeah, go ahead.
So, Lore steals the emotion chip, who already has emotions, and then puts it in his head and gets more extra emotions
Because he hates his brother that much.
And resents his dad.
What happens? Yeah. Okay. Sure, I guess.
Yeah, and it gives him the ability to transmit emotions, apparently. Yeah. And now you have to watch Generations after this in order to get the emotion chip trilogy done. Yeah. I think, other than Brent playing the part, which is the reason why we're doing Lore, like, does Lore work without data? Because that's the whole point, isn't it? I mean, have an evil twin when the original twin dies. It does seem superfluous.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe we're gonna get maybe somehow that the Soong from the 2020s that we saw in season 2 gets pulled into the future, learns about Lore, saves him from the drawer, and they go on a rampage.
Wait. But he was evil in the version.
They're all
we saw
evil,
him.
Darren. You show me a Soong that's not evil.
I was just gonna say, you know what I think?
They're the Slytherin of scientists.
So true.
If you get Soonged, you're...
And that's another thing I learned doing these episodes. I don't think Noonien Soong, the creator of Data and Lore, is evil. I think maybe at best you could say chaotic neutral kind of a thing. But like he comes off really well in that episode. Like he's like trying to. He made the emotion chip for Data. When Lore's there, he's like, "I'll answer any of your questions, man. Like I'm here to like actually nurture and help and assist you guys." And like even like he dies, which is fine, but he doesn't like his goal is just to make robots. That's it. Like I feel like that's
I
all
am
he
not a
cares
robot.
robots. So I think I don't think he does anything. Every single other one is crazy and evil and weird. But like I don't know that he does anything, or that we learn that he has done anything.
I don't know how much you can blame him. I mean, some, but I don't know how much you can blame him for Data, wrecking the Enterprise with that homing signal. Like, does the homing signal be like F everyone up, and then come back to me? Because I feel like
he didn't hurt anyone.
He came close.
He easily could have.
That little kid almost died. I'm just saying.
Well, that's different. That's like a circumstance.
We need something in the plot to add tension.
Right. Because that made no sense.
I would almost think though, like afterwards, you have to imagine Picard's like, okay, we need some safeguards on this computer because, I mean, technically, like, what are they going to do if he does that again? He could say like, oh, I won't do that again. It's like, yeah, but we didn't think you'd do it the first time. So
yeah. Worf should have definitely sat down with the captain and been like, listen, we have to have a talk about this because one dude almost just took down the whole ship.
Although I'm loving how Blue Alert was the, the ending of the life support.
Oh,
and I'm like, but later Blue Alert is like landing the ship. And I'm like, oh, what? Oh, no, we're going to land on the planet.
Well, speaking of, sorry, this is not lore related, but speaking of things they should have anticipated, seems like by descent, the Borg once again beam onto the ship, and like, I'm like, guys, do we not have a? I mean, they already were at security alert 50 million, but they still were getting guys. There were like 2 Borg, by the way. I mean, it wasn't like.
So if we have shields, why don't we have like extra shields on the bridge, like that are always on?
Because we've done that before.
Why is there ever a good time to be on the bridge ever?
And I do like the 2 Borg, which I guess it was a diversion tactic, but like 2 Borg on the bridge, like even Voyager would be like they're boarding on different decks or something, you know. But anyway, I guess that goes to the that's the only set we're going to use. It's the bridge, so.
Yeah, that's what we spent the most money on.
But yeah, with lore.
Wait,
go ahead.
I want to see that again, and we see the Borg like main engineering bridge, and I just want to see one Borg just appear in a Jeffries tube, and he's just kind of stuck, like he just can't quite make it because he's trying to like hand army crawl, and he's just like no.
He beams into the holodeck during the pie eating contest. You know that's.
You can't.
But the safety off, and that pie was lethal.
But yeah, with lore, I mean, what do y'all think? I mean, I don't know if we've answered it. Is he a captivating character? I mean, is he worth having? Because I mean, I don't have Daniel's problem. I think the evil twin.
He's still villain of the week, really. Yeah. Like he has. Maybe we don't like lore because he had potential. Like it's an interesting concept. Someone with the abilities and skills of Data, who's evil, but they never use it to that potential. At most, he's a mustache twirling villain. Like Data's more badass in Brothers by what he does to take over the Enterprise than anything Lore does at all in any of his episodes.
Lore slaps an old man. That's about all he does.
You know, they should have shown, just to contrast it, they should have shown Lore getting the signal on the Packlet ship. and how easy it was just.
Oh no!
Like,
Data is mad. It's not Data. We've told you that several times.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, that's true. I want all the Packlet to call him Data because they met him, but they're like, he's like, I'm not Data. I'm Lore. He's like, he's just done.
That's what makes him
Data
so
going back to Enterprise,
and eventually. Yeah. He's like, "Are you going to the?" It's like, "No, I'm not." Eventually, he just phasers them all, and just is like, "I'm done. I'm out."
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, it's just a tropey idea. It's not interesting in any way. Like, there's no depth to the lore. He's literally just whatever that episode requires.
And it's hard too because it's like usually with evil twins, it's the good person versus the evil person, but Data has no emotion. So yes, he's good, but he's good because he's kind of written that way. Like there isn't really a conflict between him. He's never, I mean, a little bit in Descent, but he's never really tempted by evil. He's just programmed or a switch is flipped or something. So it's like you pick the one character that doesn't really have a good side and then compare him up against this evil who's evil again just because he has emotion and he acts like, you know, in Data in Descent is kind of like, if I have emotions, am I going to just be an asshole? And it's like, maybe. Because really, like, Lore, like, is there that much difference in Lore? Like, Lore doesn't have an evil chip in him. He's just...
like, you open it up, it's set to evil instead of good. You're like, that's the problem.
That's your problem.
He might.
But you know what I mean?
He's got a bad motivator. That's what it is.
But you know what I mean? Like, I there's nothing really to say that if Data was as fully integrated in his emotions and memories as Lore, why would he not make similar choices? No, I'm not saying the same choices. But
you could do a whole nurture versus nature thing there.
You could.
Right? Like, you could, like, Data went into Starfleet immediately, and they taught them these
and Lore
values.
went with the Packlet. Like, where did they go?
And, like, you could do that. But again, like you said, Darren, there is potential. Like, there's, like, interesting ways
nature
to do
versus
that.
nurture would be very interesting because, again...
I'm like a mirror to you.
I was thinking that too. But it's not quite that because it's... Again, it's like programming and, you know, it's this weird, messed up family that's...
You know, I will say there is one little element, a tiny, tiny element that I found that Data at least learns, right? So in Datalore, he just gets taken advantage of, which is hard to see. Like, we like Data, but like his naivete gets taken advantage of. Lore shuts him off. Done. Okay, fine. But in the Brothers, he doesn't trust him. He says, I don't believe you. I don't, like, I'm not going to, what does he say? Like, I can't believe your sincerity or whatever. And then Laura's all hamming it up and like, maybe if you had emotions, whatever. And then, of course, in Descent, it's just emotional manipulation.
Literally.
For someone who's never had emotions. So it's like,
manipulation with a button.
I know, literally emotional manipulation. It's not even figurative.
So, but I like the idea that he's not getting fooled twice by his brother. But again, like that's I guess as far as you extend that relationship. If there was another episode after this, what would you do? How would you bring him back? How could you make it interesting? I don't know. And I guess Picard season 3 is trying to do that, but I can't see a path for which I would like really be super excited.
I mean, we all see the writing on the wall. Like, the reason Laura's coming back is so Brent is part of the main cast again, but not playing.
It was like Brent's back. What role can he play that we haven't done? That's another soon.
So he's played 3 different characters every season.
I mean, they could have just said he was B4. Whatever, we would have bought it. Whatever. Yeah,
B4 is the nice one. I like B4. Well, in the books, B4 becomes Data.
Right.
Yeah. Because I think with this is a weird character to think of, but I'm thinking like Gul Dukat, someone who's really evil, who people love to hate. Whatever. I'm not saying Lore had to have been that high of a villain in TNG, but that's someone you can play with. Yes, he's bad, but then you got to give him a reason, as we're saying, to be bad. So, maybe he does hate all biological life, which is fine, but then work with that and do something with it.
I'm just picturing a sentence with the word Gul Dukat and Lore, and they're so, like Gul Dukat is the epitome of a well-written villain, and Lore is like,
yeah, I mean, even like
first draft
Kai Wynn or something, just anyone. Where you get what they want, whereas Lore they supply it like, oh, he hates biologicals or he wants to rule the world. I mean,
but there's no motivation. Yeah. It's just this is what he wants. I need to see Lore's manifesto.
And to me,
I don't like Data. I don't like Data.
Because I can get where you could possibly go. Because it's mentioned once or twice in these episodes that, that Lore's ambition, twisted and mixed, and that's why he's evil, and that's fine. Because I think what you want for Data is that, and they kind of do it, but they're not really, that Lore was made human. I mean, he is a human personality with emotions and complexity, and he went that way. Evil, quote unquote. And so Data's fear would be, which they kind of play with, but not really. Oh, maybe I shouldn't be human because Lore was made human and you saw what happened there. Maybe I should just be happy being, glass ceiling, positronic ceiling android.
I was not made less perfect than my brother.
So, I mean, I think that's something where then Data discovers, why he's different. But I think that's what you could probably play with.
And it would have been interesting to see, like, again, nothing against Brett's performance, and it's just the direction they took the character. But, I was saying before, like, Lore is this mustache-twirling villain of the week kind of feel. Like, man, imagine a scene where, like, a table, and you have...
Wait. Click, 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 click.
Yes, I do. As soon as I said it. As soon as I said it. But imagine Data and Lore are sitting at a table after he's kidnapped him, and they're in the power center. And Lore just, like, has a heartfelt...
This is why I killed Dad.
Like, talk with Data about why he's doing what he's doing. And it's not the, always a smile on my face, like, swarmy Lore that we get. He's like almost in tears, like actually emotion. I think that would have been amazing because Data is like, I can't even comprehend what you're saying to me because I can't register that emotion. Like that would have been like really powerful.
The anger.
But instead, right? Well, I'm sure he'd feed him a little bit, but the point being is Lore is a tortured soul. Lore is like go that direction instead of the I had the evil button switched on. And again, I'm not discounting what we get, but like that would have been amazing.
No, I think I actually will go as far as to say I think it's like if the idea originally was a different character, like played by a different actor, I think then we're probably I don't want to say robbed of something better because we don't know, but at least it had more potential. But I do like the idea that not that Lore is inherently evil, just that Lore is maybe Data was a hard overcorrection for Soong because Lore was so overreactive, emotional. Like he would make terrible mistakes because of his emotions, right? Like he would, and it like not even it's not even in control of him, like right? Like he can't stop himself. Like if he sees something that upsets him, he breaks someone's neck or whatever.
Well, and it's also the fact that you think of when Soong built Lore, he built him as an adult. Like he's trying to I understand he's trying to teach him, but it's like. Lore doesn't have a childhood. Lore doesn't have parents. Lore, like all these things that healthily form an emotional, stable person. So it kind of like then we hear with Data was kind of more treated like a child and brought up slowly with his not emotions but like his understanding and moral principles.
Yeah, that's Starfleet though, because I mean, from what Data can remember, he doesn't have any memory. He was only. I mean, we don't know. Data could be like they
could have been white, yeah.
But yeah.
I don't know. Yeah,
and I think my last thing I'll say is like, I think what hurts these 3 episodes, and I don't think they're terrible by any means, but I think what hurts is repetitive. Is that Lore gets the drop on Data early on, like every time Data's taken over. Like I mean, the first one I can get because it's the introduction, but then the second one, not that he's it's because it's sort of like they're staring at each other. Next scene, Lore's taking him. He caught me by surprise. What do you mean he caught you by surprise? Data, you're the same speed. You just trust him. How did that happen? Hit you over the head with a crowbar? And then the third one, I get why he got taken over. I mean, I get it. But it's almost not explained how much, like, Data goes from, like, I'm feeling this emotional, and you can kind of get there's something going on with this emotional, but then it's like, yes, I'm going to kill Geordi. I'm like, that was a big jump there, buddy. Like, I mean, like, he really took you over. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I think it's borderline character assassination in Descent, honestly. Because I get it at first, like you say. I get it at first, because he doesn't know how to deal with it. It is not something he's... But like to like go stand up next to him and put his friends in cells and stuff like that.
I'm not your puppet anymore. I'm like, geez.
It's like okay, no, sorry, and it's never explained either.
I just want Data to be taken off his pips one by one and dropping them on the floor, and he
throws it at each person.
That was your moment, Data. That was your moment.
Yeah.
Lore would take off each of his fingernails. Yeah. That's what you.
All right. Well, yes, this was fun. It's again, I hadn't really remembered that there's actually very little of Lore in. Q shows up more than Lore does.
Yar shows up more than anyway. Sayla.
That's right.
Even Sayla.
Right. Listen, Star Trek, please stop. Just please,
stop bringing back
it. You
people.
like your. Yeah. Just stop. No. Just actors. Just one actor per role.
Jeffrey Combs.
Jeffrey Combs gets a pass. Because you don't ever know. But if you can tell Soong is old man Data. Obviously, Data and Lore look exactly alike. Every Soong since the 20th century has looked the same. Just, listen, Brent, I love you, man. I think you are great at being Data, and you're okay at other things. Just stop. Just let it go. Just let it go. Data's dead. Maybe just retire
twice
from Star Trek. Yes, he died twice. How many times do we need to see this happen? You know what's going to happen? End of season.
Data's back, baby.
Lore turns into Data. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. But anyways, sorry.
All right. Well, Philip, if someone wants to find you and talk to you about Data or Lore or Datalore, where will they find you?
Well, they can tell me if I'm often wrong at NC Public Servant.
And Daniel, if someone wanted to find you to be your brother, where would they find you?
They can find me at Twitter, at OneUpDan. That's the number one, not the word. And there's only one good Soong-type robot.
Oh, before. Oh, no, you're talking about the mother that we also got in season 7.
Oh, yes, of course. Yes,
Lao.
Inheritance? That was the... I can't remember.
And Inheritance is the name of the episode. Yeah.
Yeah, we get a lot of Data's family tree, actually. Like, more so
that's
than
not
many
even-
other characters.
Worf's cousin has appeared for this episode.
And if someone,
I'm dwarf.
and if someone wants to talk about Data as we descend towards season 3 of Picard, you can find me at drsci-fi.com. Well, I'm Darren Moser,
I'm Philip Gilfus.
I'm Daniel Prue.
stranded here on City Alpha 3.